let's dive right into the NorCal Classic stream here. There was a show on Wad Prep. I don't have it queued up, otherwise I'd play it directly from the horse's mouth, which was John Young. And I honestly think the way that John summed it up pretty much hit the nail on the head. He's like, NorCal is Classic is its own thing, and Syndicate is also its own thing. And it's hard to compare the two because and one of the things you referenced there is like, if you want to go to a competition that has a real like festival vibe and gets a ton of people together, gets the community together, NorCal Classic is for you, because the vendor village there is off the hook. Travis, I see you in the comments here. Travis said this year's NorCal stream was mile ahead last year. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I really do. We worked hard to get that internet to work. We got it to work to a certain degree. As you guys know, you probably watched the stream. And the interesting thing there is like the field that was closest to us, when that was in use and people flooded it, we had a ton of saturation. That was what gave it that whole grainy look, and it got choppy. When we were streaming at the field all the way on the far side, which was about 200 meters away from where we were actually sitting in the tent with the broadcasters, we just sent our cameras over there, and obviously we have the drones over there. That ended up working a ton better just because we didn't have all the people on their phones, and it's called saturation, when the whole like bandwidth just gets bogged down. But I uploaded a couple of the final heats there, the men and the women's final heat from Sand Trap, the third event that was there. I have a couple more clean copies that will get up. And yeah, I'm not going to go through like I did with Legends and talk about the different constraints, because honestly, like working with Janine, Ben, and Blair, they're freaking awesome, and they gave us everything we needed to be successful there. It just happens to be the location and getting connectivity. But what John was saying is, he was like, so at NorCal Classic, that is like old school CrossFit community. That is where like you interact with a ton of people. There's tons of tents over there. People stay on site like overnight. What I was going to get out with you, Travis, like Vendor Village is just like cracking over there. And the way that NorCal has it set up is that you have to pass through Vendor Village to get to the main stage to watch a lot of the events. Like it forces you through this little like snake route to be able to go through there. So there's tons of foot traffic that happen through the Vendor Village over there. And also people stay there, like they all post up their tents. You have full like affiliates there. I honestly think if you were a vendor there, there's so much you could actually do to really get outside of your booth and make connections. Somebody for like you, Travis, like if you wanted to start doing something with gyms, I don't know if this is difficult or logistics wise for you. I know you make all the shirts for us here at CrossFit Livermore, but if you wanted to get more of those accounts, you could literally just walk around and like solicit door to door at the tents with all the affiliates and people that are camped out there, and just like walk by and introduce yourself and start to have conversations. So it's a really cool like festival vibe like that, and one of the reasons we enjoy it and go back to it every single year. As far as it goes with streaming, obviously there's some difficulties because not only of the location with the connectivity, but also having multiple different stages where the athletes are spaced out and having to get equipment over there, communication over there, like with our headsets and stuff like that, trying to like direct cameras and give information back to the broadcasters is always a little bit of a challenge. But I'm super happy, honestly, with the team, with everything that we pulled off, with how the whole thing looked, how we were able to tell the story with those many athletes going at one time. Like, I really thought we crushed it. Over on the Syndicate side, that seems like more like a competition that's built to stream, very similar to like Mayhem. Like you have it inside of the hockey arena. You're gonna have. I really got to get this fixed. Maybe a new mic stand. You have it built to stream, right? Like you have no issues with connectivity, super high speed internet, multiple vantage points, especially if you have zooms on the cameras and you could get a lens from far away and like punch in on things. And that the field size of 10 athletes going at one time, like that is built in a way that you are going to be able to produce a live stream out of it at the quality and magnitude that Spin and them were able to do. I thought the fact that was technically their second event that they've streamed, but really, in my opinion, like the first like big show that they did, absolutely knocked it out of the park. Not only that, but Michael from Competition Corner, like showing up to be able to connect all those phones up so they could have a rep counter graphic, was absolutely insane. It was such a cool feature, and I'm like really excited about that because if that's I'm imagining that that's in beta testing right now, and being able to have that capability at that level of a competition, like we could bring that to Crash now. You could just like it really opens a lot of things up because one of the challenges as streaming this stuff without making it cost hundreds of thousands of dollars is the ability to have those graphics up there and count those reps and showcase like visually what's happening on the play on the field of play, on top of just having the athletes kind of move up and down the field. So the fact that Michael was able to do that with Competition Corner and they were able to pull it off at the syndicate competition is awesome. Now, that is going to involve more volunteers, right? Because you have to have physically, you have to have humans there pressing like the plus reps every time they get a rep for every heat. So it's going to take some manpower to pull that off. But the fact that they're also able to do that just with a link and send people a link and have them bring it up on their phone is insane. So kudos to those guys and the whole crew that was involved over there for being able to do what they were able to do. I'm really stoked with like our ability to tell the story over at NorCal Classic, like with the drones and the mobile cams that we had, Taylor on the field doing the interviews, like all of that stuff each time just keeps getting better and better. And honestly, without having the bandwidth issue on the internet, uh, I think we would have absolutely crushed it. I think we would have produced something that was great. Obviously, using StreamYard and being able to get my graphics and get a clock up, that helped the stream a lot because I know getting the feedback from the Legends stuff with it being on Flow, which we also were troubleshooting that in real time. I wasn't able to have some of the capabilities that I did with NorCal. I wish too you guys could see like maybe next time we'll just put up like a little live cam behind me with like the dual headsets and like switching all the windows and stuff like that. Cause I know during some of the interviews I was like leaving the clock running and little things like that, little details that I would like to tighten up. But ultimately, like our hope, and I don't want to speak for the guys over at the Spin and the Syndicate, but I will. And the rest of the team on our hope is actually nothing more than to bring the audience like the best possible product that we can. Like that is the whole point of this. It is to showcase the athletes. It is to showcase the CrossFit community, and it is doing it in a way that's hopefully entertaining. And I know some people are going to complain about the bandwidth and being like, CrossFit's in a bad space and this doesn't help. And it's like, all right, I get it. What'd you do to solve the problem? Not shit, bitch. You ain't done shit because people that do shit don't take the time to come over and comment the bullshit. Obviously, I'm getting a little hot and bothered. And it's like when you order something off Amazon and the packaging's all screwed up. The product was fine, but the packaging was screwed up. And then you give it a 1-star review. You're like, so was that the company that produced the product or was that a logistics shipping problem that didn't happen there? Right. So, it's hard to work your ass off all weekend and then see a bunch of people giving you 1-star reviews because the package was damaged, even though it had nothing to do with the product you were attempting to put out. Anyhow, enough about that. I hope you guys did enjoy the portions of it that you were able to see. And there was tons of content being put out between the behind the scenes that we were doing in NorCal Classic, the stuff that was being put out over at Syndicate. There was a lot of great stuff. And we look forward to having it get better and better each year.